Hey guys, Realtor Adele, your favorite realtor and investment property strategist. Welcome to the monthly housing market report where we review home prices and appreciation, mortgage interest rates, and current real estate trends. We also take a look at the economy, the job market, rate of inflation, and whatever else may be going on globally or politically that may impact the way we buy and sell real property. Being that this is the last month of the year, not only will we take a look at current home prices and mortgage interest rates, we're also going to take a look at the housing market outlook for 2025. Let's begin. Home prices have seen a slight increase and remain stable in most markets. In Metro Atlanta, there has been an increase of 2.3% in home sales. However, we have seen a decrease in closed and pending sales. Those are down 6.2% and 8.4% respectively. Now, this decrease in home sales have some people wondering if we may be on the brink of another housing bubble, which may result in a market crash. The decrease of pending and closed sales may be due to the seasonal slowdown that usually occurs during the fall and winter months. This graph shows us the pace of overall home sales in regard to the amount of homes sold since 2019. In 2019, there were about 6 million homes sold that year, and then that number jumped to 6.5 million. Then we saw another increase of 6.9 million homes sold on the heels of the health crisis in 2021. Once 2022 rolled around, there was a significant decrease in home sales of over 1 million. So only 5.7 million homes sold. And as I mentioned, that was over 1 million homes less than the previous year. And understandably so, since both home prices and mortgage rates were basically out of control. There was stagnancy in the marketplace, and many would-be home buyers were priced out of the market. Since 2022, home sales continued to decline. In 2023, total home sales were 4.8 million, and the most recent data, as of a few weeks ago, we were at 4.6 million total in home sales. Note that these are national numbers. All real estate is local and even hyperlocal. That being said, these numbers will definitely differ the more targeted you get, or more specific state to state and even neighborhood to neighborhood. Despite the decrease in home sales, homeowners have gained over 50% of equity in their homes over the last decade. And although there weren't exaggerated gains in 2024, and we don't expect exaggerated gains in 2025, there will be an increase in value regardless. So homeowners are expected to see moderate increase in their equity in the year ahead. The number one reason we won't see a housing crash in 2025 is for this very reason, that homeowners are holding on to, or they do have, a significant amount of equity in their homes. And if there is a situation where a homeowner is unable to pay their mortgage, then there is that option of selling, satisfying that loan or outstanding mortgage, and more than likely having a little something left over as well. If you have a home or investment property you're thinking of selling, or if you're just curious about its current value, scan the QR code for an instant estimated home valuation. The results are based on a combination of actual home sales within a certain radius of your home or property. Now, of course, the platform knows nothing about your home's condition or if you've made any updates or upgraded your home in any way. So, that initial number may require an adjustment. So, if it seems off to you, there is the option, or you have the ability to customize your home's valuation by adding additional information on the current condition. And as I mentioned, you're able to include whatever upgrades or updates you may have done, and then that will adjust the valuation that's initially given. Of course, if you're interested in a traditional home valuation, simply give me a call or text me, and I will be happy to provide that for you. Here are the most recent numbers on mortgage interest rates from Freddie Mac. They are currently at 6.885% for a 30-year fixed rate. That's a bit of an increase from about a week ago when rates were 6.72. If you haven't watched my previous housing market update, you may want to check that out. It details and maps out this year's mortgage rate trends, and there's a bit of a deep dive on what impacts rates and why they may all of a sudden switch gears when on a downward trend. Essentially, a number of factors affect mortgage interest rates. These include political and geopolitical activity, global uncertainty, inflation, the job market, and the rate of employment, global tension, etc. Basically, any high level of uncertainty are likely to have an impact on rates and how they trend. Let's take a look at housing trends for Metro Atlanta. These numbers are for residential detached homes. Pending sales were 2,434. Closed sales 2,733. Days on market until sale 40. The average sales price $553,391. Sellers are receiving 98.3% of their asking price. The month supply of inventory for single family detached 3.5. As for attached homes, pending sale 628, 745 were closed sales, 45 days on market if you're selling a condo or townhome. Average sales price $406,513. Sellers are receiving 98% of their asking price. Month supply of inventory for attached homes in Metro Atlanta 4.6. Let's take a look at housing market expectations for 2025. The two main components of the housing market are home prices and mortgage interest rates. Home prices are expected to remain stable and even rise due to lack of inventory and increased buyer demand that will naturally occur as rates drop. Let me say normalize. So don't expect a drastic drop in rates due to the fact that the new normal is somewhere around 6% for a 30-year fix. For all intent and purposes, we've seen rates jump to as high as around 8%. So the 6% range is indeed a welcome change. This year, we've seen rates in the fours from new home builders, This has been in the form of rate buy downs and other incentives that new home builders offer as a creative way to make homes more affordable during high inflationary periods like we've experienced over the last couple of years. Will this continue in 2025? Will new home builders continue to offer interest rates in the fours? In my opinion, it more than likely, or they more than likely, will continue to offer lower rate or rate buy downs for the simple fact that builders are in the market to move inventory and have no interest of sitting on them for longer than necessary. They want to build, sell, and move on to their next project. While we're on the topic of creative financing and rate buy downs, be sure to check out my video on that topic, creative financing and interest rate buy downs, so that if you are in the market to buy a home and this is offered to you, you can make an informed decision and most importantly, know what questions to ask. Now, getting back to what we can expect from the housing market in 2025. Rates will determine, rates I feel will determine increased home sales. So naturally, if rates drop, home buyers will enter the marketplace or re enter the market, especially those who had put their home buying dreams on hold or priced out due to those spiked prices and rates that started in 2022. Now, once this happens, inventory will increase, both resale and new construction, as home builders rise to the occasion and build new homes to meet the increased buyer demand. Again, decreased rates will more than likely be modest, and we should see lower rates about a year from today. They should stabilize, or they're projected to stabilize or land around 6%. Home prices will continue to appreciate, however, at a moderate pace. So, overall, we can expect to see more of a balanced market in 2025. Here's a quote from Redfin. They said, and I quote, "We expect existing home sales to tick up next year, ending 2025 at an annualized rate of between 4.1 million and 4.4 million. That represents a year over year increase of between 2% and 9%. We're presenting an unusually wide sales range this year because while high housing costs may price out some would be buyers, there's also a fair amount of pent up demand in the market." End quote. I agree with this sentiment, with rates stabilizing or expected to stabilize to around 6% or the low sixes. This will naturally bring a lot of would be home buyers back to the marketplace or new buyers to the marketplace, since rates would be at around 6% and nowhere near they have been in recent years. Rates are currently in the high sixes, 6.85, and they've gotten up to 8%, and I think slightly higher in the last couple of years. So once rates do stabilize to around 6%, naturally that will result in increased buyer demand. Remember a few slides back where we referenced that home sales were down significantly since 2022 when home prices and rates peaked? So those buyers who were priced out, as I mentioned, will more than likely re enter the market and continue their home buying plans. To recap, home prices have seen a slight increase and remain stable in most markets. Home prices have increased by 2.3% in Metro Atlanta. Pending and closed sales are down, which have some wondering if we may be on the brink of another housing bubble, thus resulting in a market crash. Despite a decrease in home sales, home values continue to appreciate, however, at a moderate pace. Mortgage rates are expected to stabilize, which will result in increased home sales. The current rate for a 30-year fixed rate is 6.85%. $553,391 is the average sales price for detached homes in Metro Atlanta. $406,513 is the average price for condos and townhomes. Sellers are receiving about 98% of their asking price. Days on market, we're at 40 for single-family detached and 45 for condos and townhomes. Month supply of inventory, 3.5 for single-family, 4.6 for condos and townhomes. The housing market outlook for 2025 is that rates are expected to stabilize and eventually get to around 6%, which will be the new normal, which is a great improvement for what we've seen in recent times, which are high sixes and even at some point up to 8%. Now, naturally, once rates drop, there is expected to be a lot of home buyers entering or re-entering the marketplace, and that will naturally result in increased home sales. Overall, the housing market outlook for 2025 is very much that of a balanced market, and that's in regard to home prices and mortgage rates. I would like to take this opportunity to wish you happy holidays and my very best for the new year. For those of you who have supported my channel, I thank you. A special thank you to you. If you're new here, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss my other videos. And if you found value in anything that I've shared with you, please like the video and most importantly, share it with others that you feel may find value in it as well. And as always, it's my goal to bring you accurate information from trusted sources so that you can make the best decisions for yourself and your families. Again, happy holidays and my very best in the year ahead. I see you on the next video.